I'm currently on a fitness journey and I find myself doing everything alone, not because I necessarily want to, but I just can't justify spending £30 to £40 on a fitness trainer for 3 sessions a week. That comes on to about three over £300 in a month. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong in paying for a fitness trainer or a professional to help you if you can. I'm just not in that stage in my life where I can actually afford this expense. But it still gets very frustrating doing everything by yourself and scraping the internet for information. AI is the hot topic of the year, and I'm sure you've heard about different AIs like ChatGPT and Bard. I'm going to take you through how I created my perfect workout plan and meal plan using AI, and how you can use ChatGPT or Bard to make your own life easier as well. So let's get into this video. ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence platform developed by a company called OpenAI. And what ChatGPT does, in the simplest of terms, is it helps you answer questions using data that is being trained on. So, from my understanding, ChatGPT is not using live data to answer your question, but data is being fed through its training process. It uses pattern recognition, statistical analysis, machine learning to scour its training data and give you relevant answers to your questions. And it does this in a friendly chat-like manner, so you think you're chatting with your friend, you're like, oh my god, my smart friend, where's the answer that I need? Thank you. Some people don't know this, but you could use ChatGPT in your health and fitness journey in other areas aside from just planning your workouts and your meals. You could use it in progress tracking and goal setting. You could also use it in gathering information surrounding health and fitness on specific topics that you're interested in, or you could use it to motivate you. You could use it if you're feeling demotivated, you do not want to work out, you do not want to eat right. The platform could provide you with useful tips, information, guidance on motivation and fitness that could really be encouraging to you. However, in this particular video, I'm going to be showing you the ways that I have used ChatGPT for my workout and my nutrition planning. I'm going to also share tips on how you could also use it and how you can make it beneficial for you. The first thing you need to do is to define your goals. What are the goals that you have set or are setting for yourself? If you don't have a defined goal, how are you going to know when you've gotten close, or how are you going to know when you've not reached it? The next thing is you have to be very specific. So imagine that you had a personal trainer and you went to your personal trainer and said, these are the goals that I have for myself in my health and my fitness. And your personal trainer is not going to be like, okay, do 10 jumping jacks, do 10 burpees, do 10 press-ups, and that's it. They need to know your stats. First of all, they need to know if you have any underlying medical conditions. They need to know if you're male or you're female, because that means that you can handle, you have a certain, there are certain advantages that male or female have in terms of fitness. They also need to know what your weight is, what your height is, what your BMI is. They need to know all these things. So you have to be very specific when you're talking to ChatGPT. You have to be like, these are my goals, these are my stats, and this is, what I want you to help me do. Next, treat ChatGPT as as if you're consulting your your personal trainer. You have to tell ChatGPT if you prefer You want workout recommendations. Do you want the workouts at home or in the gym? You have to be that specific so it can help you recommend workouts that you could do for whichever. Another way personal trainers are so important is that they definitely do help you in your form. Form is very important for working the right muscle group and avoiding injuries. So you don't have a personal trainer, but you have ChatGPT. So you have to definitely consult ChatGPT on your form when you are, when you have the exercises that they have recommended. Consult them on your form, how to work the right muscle group, and how to keep proper form so you can avoid injuries. One thing that is very important in fitness is actually tracking progress and progression, making progress.
She thinks she's funny.
I heard it. Tracking progress and making progress. These are very important in fitness. And you just have ChatGPT to help you because you do not have a personal trainer. So you definitely need to request tips on how you can track your progress and how you can make progress. So you can request tips on progression strategies, maybe increasing the weight, increasing repetitions, doing them in a slower way. So these are just a few tips on how you can use ChatGPT to create your own workout plan and maybe use ChatGPT as your personal trainer. Luckily, the platform is free, so you can always go back to it. And now I'm just going to show you the ways that I did it. I specifically knew that I wanted to work out 5 to 6 times in a week. I wanted to lose body fat and build my muscle, and I also wanted to build my glutes. So it was easier for me to go into ChatGPT with all the things that I wanted to do because I already knew, where my fitness level was at and what I wanted to do. So I didn't need to ask about certain things that I have just recommended. One thing about ChatGPT is that you have to reiterate and reiterate and reiterate, because I think as you ask the question and ask it again, it gives you a better version, and when you keep on asking, it gives you the best version. So it's like learning from these answers and feeding you back better, more specific answers, if that makes any sense. In using ChatGPT for your nutrition plan, you actually do have to define your goal. You have to know what specifically you're trying to achieve and consult ChatGPT as you would consult a nutritionist about your current body weight, your current body fat, and then your current BMI, and then your goals and what you're trying to achieve. In that way, the platform, the AI, can advise you properly on the steps to take to help you achieve your goals. It could also serve as a consultant on your macros and your micronutrients, on the percentages you should be consuming every day if you don't have that information already. And it could now create a meal plan for you based off on that. So for me, for example, I knew that I wanted to consume about 60 grams of carbs, 40 grams of 60 grams of 50 grams of carbs, 40 grams of protein, and 10 grams of fat. So I fed that into ChatGPT. I also knew that I wanted to consume about 140 grams of protein in a day. So I also fed that into ChatGPT, and it gave me a meal plan that I did not necessarily like because there are some things there that I do not eat. I don't eat quinoa. I don't know how to pronounce that. So from the answers it had given me, I asked the question again and I changed it up. I don't want this in my diet, and I want this in my diet, and I want it to be consistent. I don't want different things. I want something consistent that I can cook in different ways and cook here and cook there. So I fed that back into ChatGPT, and it was able to give me a diet plan that I was happy with. You could always seek ChatGPT to give you information on insights on how many calories you should be consuming in a day. That's something that I already knew. You could get information on how to prepare your meals, different recipe ideas, and even on hydration, because hydration is very important for muscle recovery. So there's a certain amount of water you should be drinking in a day. You can get that information from ChatGPT as well. That is extremely useful and helpful. Now, when it comes to advice on actually following through with your nutrition plan, let's call it ChatG, okay? The ChatGPT is too long. ChatG can also be very helpful in terms of giving you tips on meal prepping, how to meal prep, comfortable ways you can meal prep and be consistent at it, strategies to overcome any hindrances or consistencies or difficulties that could arise along the way in terms of eating right, following your diet and things like that. A disclaimer: I do not think that ChatGPT can 100% and should not even 100% replace the role of a licensed physical trainer or a licensed nutritionist in your life. I think these are very important duties and roles to have. However, this is just making this video with the knowledge that not everybody can afford that. And if you cannot afford it, what do? Do you not do anything until you can afford it? I do not think that is wise. So if you could use a free platform like this to make your life better, I honestly and truly believe that that is the best. Additionally, with every answer that ChatGPT gives you for your questions, it will always tell you that these are not 100% accurate. Consult your physician, consult your nutritionist, consult a personal trainer, because the truth is that everything should be taken with a grain of salt, and you have to, you can't feel confident in its answers, especially if you iterate over different processes, different answers. It gives you an answer, you fine-tune it, you fine-tune your question and feed it back to it. You could feel more comfortable because this has been iterated over various processes and not just one process. But it's still wise to take everything it says with a grain of salt and just be safe when you're using the platform and when you're actually making actionable steps with the platform. Yeah. Yeah.